820, because facts matter.
Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
Okay, let's get Monday going, shall we, folks? Thank you so much for joining us as we drive it home. And I always wonder after I do these shows, like, should I say it's Monday? Like, when are people listening to this? I have a lot of folks telling me that they're listening to the show on podcast, and we're incredibly grateful for that. So wherever you get your podcasts, you can pick up Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez, as well as our other hosts here at WCPT. And you can find all of them on heartlandsignal.com and find our show pages, our pictures, and just click on that to listen to previous shows and featured interviews. Coming up in the next few days, you'll hear a featured interview from Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, who is making her rounds throughout the state to meet with voters as she runs for Senate. We got to catch up with her yesterday. What day is today, Paul? Paul, today is Monday. Yesterday was Sunday. So Saturday. So it's been 2 days. It's all a blur, man. We drove to DeKalb. No, see? I said it again. It's not DeKalb. I don't know why. It's Northern Illinois University's of DeKalb. ISU is in Bloomington Normal. So yes, north-south. It's just the college campuses that throw me off. At any rate, we were in Bloomington Normal. I still don't. We have to remember that when you're behind the glass, Paul, that we change the board so I can talk to you, because we need to make some plans. I know that we were talking about Christmas in July and trying to get a softball game going or a picnic, because you guys all, not us, not you and me, but the station did like a holiday party that I believe neither of us were able to attend, and we can't talk about it because I don't have you on my board because I'm an idiot. I didn't follow the instructions that you gave me last time. At any rate, we'll figure it out at some point. But yes, we were at the McLean County Beans Barbecue and Brews, and we brought a bunch of brews from Monaco Brewing Company. So thank you so much to our sponsor for providing some of the beverages that were both alcoholic and non-alcoholic, because of course they carry Woke Coffee and Choice Seltzer. So you can no, it's Nope Seltzer, which is non-alcoholic. They used to carry, I really loved their Choice Seltzer that was, like they had a grapefruit one that was fantastic. It was a hard seltzer. They don't have that anymore, but there are a lot of great products, including Joint Session, which we provide to those who do imbibe in the type of joint session relief, I guess, relaxation that it offers. So go to MonacoBrewingCompany.com and check out some of their great products, including the shirt that I'm wearing right now, Unhinged Woman. I saw a woman at the Jefferson Park Sunday Market, not yesterday, but last Sunday at the Irish American Heritage Museum, and she was wearing Unhinged Woman, and I was like, how did she get into my drawers? But it was her shirt, and I was like, oh, right, other people can have this shirt in the world. Also, my Monaco Brewing Company hat that you can see right there on the Facebook live stream, which, to remind you, we are broadcasting live on Facebook. You can go to WCPT's Facebook page or the Patti Vasquez Show page. You can also find out about all of our guests that are coming on the show, either today or in the future. Stay up to date on the shows that we're doing on the Patti Vasquez Show page, as well as learning more about our sponsors, including our latest sponsor, Pride Coffee Roasters. You can go to pridecoffeeroasters.com and find out about their incredible line of coffee beans, because I got a lot of different flavors that I love. It's so funny. Steve calls Pride Coffee Roasters my fancy coffee, and I'm like, so I grind it up, and because the smell. I don't know if anybody does this, but when you start making your preparations for the next day, like I get really excited to go to bed just to be able to wake up and have some Pride Coffee Roasters. So yeah, go to their website, Pride Coffee Roasters, and find out about the markets they'll be at, how you can subscribe to their bean subscription, and learn more about their great products. And they were at the Jefferson Park Sunday Market yesterday. We'll all be back there in 2 weeks on the 27th. And we had some listeners joining us yesterday. Thank you so much to the folks that I got a chance to talk to, including our friends run at Indivisible Chicago, having a great conversation about liberal media and what the path forward might be. So again, that's Jefferson Park Sunday Market. Go to their Facebook page. I'm there volunteering almost every event. On the 27th, they will have their next market. I will be in Walworth County for their summer event. I'll be speaking at that event along with Lieutenant Governor of Wisconsin and some, I believe, the chair of the WisDems. So I don't know why I'm being put on that list of speakers, hours, but I will be there. Fibs for Wisconsin rolls again. That's July 27th. Walworth County Dems. My friends, I'm coming up to see you again. I look forward to it. And we also want to thank our friends at Source Solar. Go to source.solar and learn more about their incredible services and products. Make an appointment because there is a limited time now for you to be able to take advantage of the incentives for having solar panels on your house or business. Because of the big BS bill, those are set to expire now. Of course, once again, hurting working class people, but you can still benefit from the incentives that still exist. And our friend Peter Sorellis will walk you through that process. So go to source.solar and learn more about their incredible work and join thousands of happy customers in the Chicagoland area. And of course, visit Kids Above All. Go to kidsaboveall.org and support their mission to help children live happy, healthy, safe lives. They have a gala coming up in the fall, so make your reservations and make it. And by the way, a lot of these organizations that we talk about, the nonprofits that help people and families in our communities, we often talk about making donations, buying tickets. Reach out to every single organization that's important to you that you feel you can donate your time, your resources. Maybe they're collecting backpacks or supplies that they need for maybe group homes or for senior, arts and, a lot of the, even it's like playing cards, board games. Find out what they're putting out a call for. Maybe it's books, things like that. So go to any of the nonprofits that you believe in and support and ask what they need in addition to or instead of a financial contribution. So go to kidsaboveall.org. By the way, when you do visit MinocquaBrewingCompany.com, you can sign up for their mailing list. Also go to their Facebook page, their Substack in particular. Substack is where you can read my latest column. Again, Paul, I wish I could turn it says no source to me, and I don't know how to fix this again because wait, maybe I can do this. No source. No, I don't have it. I wrote a piece. I wrote an essay for MinocquaBrewingCompany.com, and I kind of unleashed a little bit. Like I read it today, and I was like, oh, I probably should have taken another. I was a little apoplectic over the weekend watching MAGA lose its mind at Turning Point, which is their big young conservatives event, and Charlie Kirk and what's his name, Tucker Carlson, talking about how angry they are, release the Epstein files, and when Laura Ingraham came out, they were booing her for not addressing it or just championing Trump, and these folks are really angry. Like Bongino wants to quit the FBI. I know Paul also wants to hit that talk button, and I screwed up on that. Hold on a second. Ooh, wait, hold on. Can I do this? I'm scrolling through. Nope, I don't have it. If Matt can hear me, he's more than welcome to open the door. And S Mike F5. Hold on a second. Is that it? Can I take? No, I didn't do it. Oh, I was supposed to take. Hi, everybody. If I could just do a little bit of technical work while I'm doing a show at the same time, I'm sure you'll all be entertained by my distracted nature of the conversation. I don't understand, and this is basically the premise of the essay and column I wrote for Minocqua Brewing Company, is that for 10 years, we have said that this guy is a lecherous, dumb, terrible businessman. Oh, there's Matt. How do I take the microphone from the producer's booth? How do I roll through here, right? And I think it's like Mike. I think also let's turn that until you hear him, I guess is what we're going to do. It's not Comrex, right? It's in the board. We know we got that fixed, right? There's Paul like eager to it's not there. It was there. Isn't it like Mike 5 or so? Oh, what's that pad do? I've never seen that. There's another. Okay, sorry, everybody. If I could just walk you through the magic of radio. There's a huge board in front of me. If you watch the live stream, you can kind of. Oh, no, you can't anymore. From the right side, you can see the board. But there's all these like levers and buttons and a lot of different colors. And then there's like apparently some secret panel on my board now that essentially seems to run everything. It says like Mike something. Does it say like Mike something, Mike program? Oh, he doesn't. You can come in here if you want to, Paul. We could all work on it on the air. This is the whole show, is figuring a T. Is it T? It's in the T. Oh, now why is it locked? Oh, it's a lot of magic. At any rate, I wrote this piece about, for 10 years, we've been trying to call attention to the fact that Donald Trump is a criminal. He is, there's video of him telling a 10-year-old girl, I'm going to date you in 10 years. He talked about how hot his daughter was and he would date her if he could. He's talked about how Jeffrey Epstein was a good man. He liked pretty girls, a little on the young side and things like that. But no, that's just the tip of the freaking iceberg. The fact that children were being ripped from their families and put into cages on the border, and spare me all of your whataboutism, because we are talking about this right now in the moment. We are talking about the fact that this man for the last 10 years has done some of the most despicable things.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Paul. Can everybody else hear you? Oh, that was so weird. It was right into my head.
It's like, I didn't know when to.
Yeah, I can hear you. Excellent. Yes, slot yourself in.
conversation.
But here's the thing. So I wrote this piece, and I maybe used some language that upon reflection was aggressive, but not like I put it all out there. Like, what else could we possibly say? But can you believe that it's the Epstein list that is making them go bonkers?
I could see why, but
Why?
But as far as Bongino wanting to quit the FBI, I hope nobody stops him.
Right?
I hope there's nobody that gets in the way of his feelings on that one.
Well, do you think that, okay, so if it breaks their brains, if it breaks MAGA's brains, that the Epstein list, which they all were, and there's video on my Facebook page, you can see J.D. Vance, one of the baby Trumps. I can't remember. I can never tell the difference between Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump. Which one's the one, the cokey kind of one? Who was always
That's
kinda,
Junior.
That's Junior? Okay, so he's talking about release the list. Bongino talks about how he can't let go of it because of some inside information that someone gave him. Well, then freaking tell us what, did you sign an NDA that you're demanding this list and like holding, saying that Democrats have their hands all over this when, okay, anyway.
That's I'm wondering how many people are caping for Donald Trump inside of his, his cabinet or his cover trove of friends that he decided to hire and give jobs to. And if that's ultimately what's going to break the party, I don't know if I believe that.
Right.
I'm not surprised that this is what's setting them off because they've held on to everything that he's said so far unquestioned, but this one they felt so strongly about, even though there's like so much photographic evidence that these two guys, Epstein and Trump, hung out so many times together. It wasn't just like a mutual day out that they had together. Like these guys knew each other, hung out with each other, associated with each other. So as far as the future of the party on this one, no, I think they're just going to forget about it. They're going to be like,
that's what I think.
Like, oh shucks. And
I think that too.
They're just going to gladly vote for. They're going to be staunch constitutionalists that will vote for Donald Trump for a third consecutive term or third total term.
Well, I wish there was some sort of sustainable mental connection between their brains breaking on the Epstein files, believing that there was going to be a client list that was going to be released. Because this post he put on Truth Social about now it was created, it makes him look bad because it was created by Obama and Hillary Clinton. So which is it? There is no client list, right? Because that was what Pam Bondi said. There is no client list. But then yesterday he said the list was created by, well, then show us that too. Show us the forgery. I'm good with that.
In all these years, they would have created the lie that they needed to say instead of just kind of punting on it and saying like, it never existed. Like you'd think that in, Project 2025 or whatever, the playbook would be like how to cover for a rapist. But no, they don't have that plan apparently.
No, they only can believe that there's a pizza joint in Washington, D.C. where there's a child traffic ring so that Hillary Clinton could drink the Firmicron blood of babies at a pizza place that doesn't even have a basement. First, just out the gate, that part. All of it is salacious and crazy and nuts and off the wall. But why don't you just once you find out there's no basement, that's a lie, why can't you go, well, then maybe all of these things are lies? That's my question. If you
that's the cognitive dissonance. Will they be able to think that far?
No.
Well, wait, if this is a lie, what else could be a lie?
That's the post I put on my page. And there's somebody who posted like, he was still better a choice than Hillary Hillary and Harris.
That's that right there. Where no matter what your values are, no matter what you believe in, and it's been compromised by this dude Donald Trump.
Yep.
People are still gonna just bow down at the altar where it's like, well, at least it's not a Democrat.
Yes, that part. That part. And
because they believe the Democrat did it without any of the evidence.
Yes, because they were told that a Democrat did it.
Or they
that's
just
all they
believe
need.
it because they want to believe it because it's more convenient than their guy actually doing it.
Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, it's all bonkers. Oh, probably should take a break. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to Driving It Home with me, Patti Vasquez. We're going to take a break here. Hello to our friends listening on KKW 1150 in Seattle, Washington, the alternative talk of Seattle. More after this on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal.
This is First Take at Daybreak with Al Kendall. Sundays, 7 a.m., where sharp minds meet real conversations. From city programs making a difference to guests shaping Chicagoland's future, Al's got the mic and the message. You'll hear from folks like Board President Tony Preckwinkle, city and county officials, and maybe even your alderman. He has a rotating cast of insiders who actually know what's going on. If you want the headlines and the backstory, start your morning here. First Take at Daybreak. Sundays, 7 a.m., unplugged and unfiltered.
This is WCPT telling you how you can shop blue. With the summer finally being here and everyone going on those vacations, let's look at some hotels that support the Democratic Party. Hyatt Hotels. Now, Hyatt Hotels is owned by the Pritzker family. Why does that Pritzker name sound so familiar? Well, that's right, Governor J.B. Pritzker, governor of Illinois. Safe to say that Hyatt Hotels supports the Democratic Party. Choice Hotels. Now, Choice Hotels donated $1.3 million to Democrats in 2024. And if you're wondering, Choice Hotels owns Quality Inn, Sleep Inn, Okono Lodge, and Roadway Inn. Wyndham Hotels. Now, Wyndham Hotels owns Super 8, Days Inn, Aquanita, Ramada, and more. Marriott. Marriott donated $228,000 to Democrats in 2024, and Hilton Hotels donated $241,000 to Democrats in 2024. This has been WCPT telling you how you can shop blue.
Alexa, play WCPT.
WCPT from TuneIn.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk and
Or
Pete.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue to drive it home. Coming up in a moment or so, we're going to talk to our friends in Peoria from Peoria Proud, the president of Peoria Proud and chair of the River City Pride Festival taking place this Saturday, July 19th. Cassie Lucchesi is going to join us in just a moment. And coming up later in the show, we're also going to have a comedian, Jaime De Leon, is going to join me in studio. I love this. We're going to talk to organizing expert Carrie Powell, owner of Method Seattle, sharing her advice on decluttering, and she has virtual coaching sessions. I feel like this booking is very specific to me, and I don't know if I appreciate that, Jerry, and also I need it. So I love that. So those are our guests coming up on the show. It's going to be conversation throughout today. So a little bit later, we'll open up the phone lines. Right now, we have Cassie. Cassie, how do I say your last name? I don't want to mess it up for you. How do I say your name?
The story of my life, Lucchesi, Cassie Lucchesi.
Oh, that's a great Italian name.
Thank you.
It is Italian, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I love that. So Cassie is the president of Peoria Proud and chair of the River City Pride Festival this Saturday, July 19th. First of all, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up, my friend?
Oh, well, actually, I grew up in Milwaukee. I am an Illinois transplant.
Oh, wow.
I've been living in Peoria about 17 years now, give or take. Mm-hmm. Came down here and went to school and stayed when I finished.
I love that. So did you go to Bradley? Is that what's in Peoria?
I sure did,
yeah.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember all my schools all over the state. So do they call you a cheesehead, or have you outgrown that yet?
I feel like I've outgrown it by this point.
Does your family?
Time though, there was.
I would imagine now. Do your family or friends in Wisconsin call you a fib yet? Because that's the space we occupy.
Well, I have a twin sister, and she makes it a point to call me one. Yes.
I just want to tell you, the escalation to fish is a little bit, that got a little rough, man. Like, what happened there?
I haven't made it there yet.
Okay, good. You're just a fib. All right, fine. Well, because I created a group called Fibs for Wisconsin. We went door knocking and working with organizations all over Wisconsin. But I want to talk about your event coming up this Saturday. Tell us a little bit about Peoria Pride and the growth of your organization.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Of course.
Peoria Proud has been around for just over 10 years now, and we've been hosting the River City Pride Festival for, we are in our 8th year this year. So we were geared up and ready to go for a much larger festival come 2020, and then we got shut down by COVID, and so we went virtual 2020 and 2021. And so we've been on the Peoria Riverfront now for the last 4 years. So this is year 4 on the riverfront. And every year we have just seen exponential growth. Our mission at Peoria Proud is to encourage and support diversity and equity throughout our greater Peoria area. And we do that through advocacy, education, and social outreach. And so each of our social outreach events, we try really hard to have an education or an advocacy piece attached to them because that's what provides access to services. We don't provide any direct service as Peoria Proud. We're a conduit to other services in the area, and we're an all-volunteer organization. So we do this, some weeks it's 40 hours a week, and some weeks it's 5.
Right.
But leading into Pride Festival in particular, we do quite a bit of outreach throughout the month of June, and then we hold ours in July because we lose so many people to other Pride festivals. Shout out to Chicago and St. Louis. And it would be silly for us to host a festival here in Central Illinois, the last weekend in June, and then have half of the people that would attend be in Chicago or St. Louis. So every year we've grown and grown. Last year we were estimated at just over 6,000 attendees, including entertainers and vendors. This year we have 130 vendors. We have 7 musicians, 4 drag shows, 3 nationally renowned drag entertainers, a whole family fun zone that's got something for everybody throughout the day. We have a variety hour of showcasing different talents in the area. So there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Oh, it sounds amazing. And I do love different organizations that we've talked to recently have events throughout the year. Again, for whatever reason, to not compete or to, it's just been a tradition. So I love that you have this event in July and it's another way to celebrate and because it's not just 1 month and it's not just one event, right?
That's right. Well, and so Illinois in particular is special because we have a Pride Festival every single month throughout the state between May and October. There is a Pride Festival going on somewhere.
Yeah. That is fantastic. And how do folks, how do they get involved with your organization? Because I have to imagine you guys are, there's this space that we're occupying right now where people are seeking it out, but you're also being targeted. So how do folks find you? How do they get involved? And it looks like you have a lot of great events going on throughout the year.
Thank you. So we especially after the election, we saw a huge increase in people wanting to get more involved, which is great. So for the first time in 11 years of operation, we have an actual volunteer database of people who can show up at our events and do things like, canvas with flyers and run tables and things. And up until recent, it was just the board members that did everything. So we do a lot of our outreach at events. We always have something at the table that asks people, hey, if you're interested in getting more involved, put your information down. We'll send you, contact, and you can make the decision on what events that are coming up that you would like to be involved with. And we also encourage community members to sit on any of our committees. All of the committee meetings that we have are open to the public. So if there's something that someone feels really passionate about, they're welcome to just get involved and join for just that committee and do just that one thing, which is really nice too. So it takes about 200 people to run our Pride Festival. We have constant outreach going for it pretty much throughout the year. Like, hey, mark this date. And, I mean, when you come to Pride Festival this weekend, you'll get save the date for next year's Pride Festival already, since we already know when it's going to be. So it's a constant having conversations with folks, meeting them where they're at, meeting them at our events, attending other community events, and just chatting with people.
I love it. I love all of it. And I know that during I'm trying to remember how long ago these articles were coming out, sort of highlighting the growth of the progressive population in Peoria. And I have to imagine an organization like yours has helped foster that too, right?
Oh, gosh, yeah. We have seen so many people move to the area over the last 5 years. We have a wonderful community member who lives here who started a TikTok handle. It's called Angie's Listings, and she moved here because of how affordable and accepting and safe it is to live in Peoria. And she alone has brought over 150 individuals and families to Peoria, Illinois, through TikTok.
That's amazing.
And she happens to be an I know, and she happens to be an LGBTQ community member, and so she talks on her TikTok about the safety and how, progressive and accepting our community is for being such a purple part of the state, because Peoria proper is pretty liberal, pretty accepting. We do have quite a few towns that surround us that aren't, but it seems to be that most people just kind of keep to themselves, and if they have an opinion, they don't share it, which I would prefer. But we also have access to services here. So one of the things that, you struggle with outside of Chicago is just having enough services to provide for everyone. And we're fortunate to have 2 different providers that have affirming healthcare options for LGBTQ and trans folks. We have access to HIV and AIDS testing and treatment. We have access to mental health services here in our community. One of our closest partners, Central Illinois Friends, just opened the first LGBTQ community center here. So it just continues to keep growing, and we're fortunate to have a mayor and a city council who consistently welcomes, accepts, affirms our community. They hold a proclamation every year, and they state that, everyone here is welcome in Peoria, and that really does mean everyone.
I love that. And you know what? I look forward to coming back. I haven't been to Peoria in a minute. Shout out to our friends at the Jukebox Comedy Club. And I was just thinking I'd love to do an event with you guys. We could do a Pride comedy show with allies. I would be an ally. Gosh. But let's get that done, because I love Peoria and I love the work that you're doing. Everyone can go to the website peoriaproud.org. And if you at the very least want to support the work they're doing, you can donate right there in the bottom right corner. And I thank you, Cassie, so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me. Have a wonderful rest of your week.
You too. And I look forward to meeting you in person, my friend. I mean it.
Yes. No, I do too. Let's do some comedy at the Jukebox. I love it.
Yes. Let's go. Cassie Lucchesi, right? I said it right. Thank you, Cassie.
You did.
Excellent. Have a good night. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Let's take a break here. When we come back, we'll have comedian Jaime De Leon in studio with us, and we're going to have another. Apparently, I need to declutter, and it's been booked that way for me. More in a moment.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Clear skies tonight with a low temperature of 71 degrees and light southeast winds. Tuesday sunny with a high temperature around 86 degrees and southeast winds around 5 miles an hour. Tuesday night partly cloudy with a low temperature of 74 degrees. Wednesday chance of thunderstorms with a high temperature around 90. Thursday scattered storms with a high temperature around 81 degrees. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 86.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter. Mind Over Matters.
Dr. Amy Harris Nuan, as you know, this show is about challenging you to think differently, to make different choices in your life, to take action, to create positive outcomes in your life. So I want to challenge you to look at your life holistically. To where am I satisfied? What areas need attention? And then go to work, take in action what you need to do.
Mind Over Matters with Dr. Amy Harris Nuan. Sundays at 10 a.m. on WCPT 820. Chicago's Progressive Talk. WCPT 820, where facts matter.
This is Patti Vasquez. We appreciate all our fans of Driving It Home, and your support of show sponsor Monaco Brewing Company ensures that our important conversations continue right here on WCPT each weekday from 5 to 7 p.m. You can now find the Resistance IPA, Labor Lager, or the Resistance Pilsner beer at several Illinois locations, including Arminetti Wine and Spirits in Woodstock, Pineapple and Company in North Riverside, Lions Beverage Depot in Arlington Heights, and MP's Liquor, Wine and Beer in North Aurora. For a full list of Chicagoland locations, please visit MonacoBrewingCompany.com. As always, please vote and drink responsibly.
Patti Vasquez is taking your calls now.
All right, let's hit it.
At 773-763-9278.
I got a lot to say.
It's Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you for joining us as we continue to drive it home. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we are going to talk decluttering. And I've had to convince my guest, Jaime De Leon, comedian and producer of Pilsen Stand-Up, that it was not intended to him, as I also try not to take it personally, that it was scheduled for my show. I assume that my producer, Jerry Walski, who's been to my home. Are you a hoarder, Jaime?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I am a little bit too.
I do attach sentimental value to some things.
Have you gotten into the habit, like, was it at all like any of the kids' artwork or anything like that?
My kids' artwork or my artwork as a kid?
Do you have, and I only have like 2 or 3 things from when I was a kid. Do you have things from your childhood?
I have very, very few pieces that I gave some to my mom. I gave a piece to my brother, and they still have it. So,
really?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I have some Christmas ornaments that are still in my mom's things, which is kind of Girl Scout ornaments that I made and things like that. That's kind of fun to see.
Oh, yeah.
And I made a drawing of a tree for my dad. That's like my dad had kind of put in a plastic frame, so
okay.
I still have that one because he framed it.
Yeah.
But I framed my kids' art. In my living room. There's framed artwork from the kids when they did like finger painting that I thought looked just kind of like modern art. Did you frame any of yours?
We have not. They're on the fridge. We don't even frame like real stuff that needs framing.
I have 2 boxes in my living room right now. Do you have projects that you've started and stopped and then it just accumulates?
Oh, that's my entire life, except for stand-up comedy.
So I before the boys were born, I used to go buy things on clearance like at TJ Maxx or Home Goods. So I discovered this like huge assortment of frames, like tin frames and like really elaborate, like really cool looking frames, and from thrift stores and rummage sales. But I don't have things like I don't like the artwork in any of them. So apparently 20 years ago, I was like, I'll find something pretty to put in this, and then I just have all these frames now. I don't know what to do with them. So
all of your comedy photos.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I keep. Do you keep all your promotional material?
Some of it.
Yeah. I have a big, huge, in my mom's foyer, like her entrance hall, like little room, there's a desk that has a massive, my face. It's just a big, like a promo thing from Ravinia when I did like their Mexican festival.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just funny to walk in and be like, it's from 10 years ago, and my skin was like, like cream, and it still bounced back, and yeah, it looked good.
I found the one photo that I had of you and I.
Oh!
And boy, are we younger.
Right? When was it from? Was it from the when we were at the Portage Theater down here on Milwaukee Avenue? Because we performed there once, I think.
It's a Mikey O show.
Yeah.
I don't know which one.
I think it was that one.
I could tell it's. I could tell it's at Joe's though.
It's at Joe's.
Yeah, it's definitely
okay.
at Joe's. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We were babies.
Yes.
Well, I've been working there because I was pregnant the first time I did a Mikey O show. So Griffin will turn 22.
Oh my God!
In a few months, so it's been 22 years I've been working with Michael Kendo.
Wow!
I know, isn't that wild?
And it was at Joe's, right?
Yeah,
They were still
that was my
Joe's?
first. Yeah, it was in a tent where that off-track betting parlor is now.
Oh, okay.
Over by there, folks. For the folks who aren't familiar with the Chicagoland area,
Right.
it's near this area that when we were young was kind of industrial. There was nothing over there
Right.
at North and Clybourne, really.
There was the strip club that went through
Dollhouse,
Crazy Horse,
Yeah.
VIPs.
I can't believe it.
He went through all those name changes.
It did. Yeah, there was nothing over there. So here's a story that nobody cares about except for me and you. Maybe some comics or people who like the history of comedy in Chicago. So Zany's on Wells was previously a strip club. Had you known that?
No,
Did you ever know that?
I never
Same
knew that.
owner. I know it's familiar. Yeah, Rick Hewitt came back from Vietnam. He had suffered some really severe injuries, and his Jeep had gone over a mine, so he had spent a lot of time in a hospital. And when he came back, he was basically like, "I'm going to live my life," and started these entrepreneurial. Got some business partners, opened several of the adult bookstores on Wells were his. He had the strip club, and he got tired of all the complaints. Long story short, he turned it into Zany's, and then there was an opportunity to buy the building on North Avenue that later became Uncle Julio's. That could have been a comedy venue with a park. Can you imagine how great that would have been? I think that would have been a nice location. You know what I mean? To get away from to have that as a comedy hub right there.
Yeah. I guess I just like sort of like the fact that the one now is in Old Town, like in a residential neighborhood.
Yeah, it's kind of like
But I
a
guess
storefront.
It sucks for the resident. That sucks for the residents. I don't know.
And tourists. It's funny whenever someone would ask me downtown back when I was at Zany's, people would ask me where Second City was. I would say I don't know, but I can tell you where Zany's is, which is literally down the street.
I don't know, but I can tell you where. What is the name of that bar that everybody goes to? The famous one, North. Is it? The famous bar that everybody goes to afterwards that's been around forever.
Old Town Ale House.
Old Town Ale House. Yeah. I can tell you where Old Town Ale House is at.
Well, so actually that segues very well into politics because for me, I think that's when my brain broke politically was when I was hanging out because that's a 4 a.m. bar. And me and Jake Johansson, who had just finished at Zany's, we were at Old Town Ale House just pulling our hair out as we were still waiting for the count out of Florida with Gore and Bush.
Oh wow!
And I think that's when for a lot people talk about being angry, they'll die angry about Hillary Clinton. For me, in my lifetime, that was the miscarriage for me was that Sandra Day O'Connor whipped the votes because she didn't want to have a Democrat as a president. She wanted to be able to retire under a Republican president, like all these things. But it was partly her influence for them to decide in favor of George W. Bush.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Not to mention who was governor at the time there in Florida?
Jeb Bush. Yeah, all of it's shady. And remember the Secretary of State, I think they were even calling her Cruella de Vil at the time, was also leaning her elbows on the process.
What was her name? Do you remember?
I can't remember her name now. That's funny. I know all these like just the scurrying.
It was like the original Pam Bondi.
Right. Oh, okay. So here now, well, the reason I say my brain broke politically when they handed the election to George W. Bush, and by the way, Gore could have run a better campaign. That's neither here nor there. But ultimately, I think that count in Florida has hurt us. Now it's going to be 100 years to recover from that decision because we're feeling it now. It all has impact. Judge Clarence Thomas and at the time, well, anyway. But this can you believe how crazed MAGA is over this client list?
It's believable and still unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right. But I think, the biggest reason is because it was their own sort of monster they created.
Yeah.
And so their biggest MAGAs were the ones shouting the loudest about it.
Yeah.
So it was almost like at the core of MAGAism, right? Like in the beginning, it's pretty incredible. Hopefully it continues to develop and there are more, repercussions or developments in the story. Because today I heard I'm not sure what the source was or how accurate it was, but that Ghislaine Maxwell was saying she's ready to tell all.
Really?
Yeah, that she's willing to go before Congress,
Well,
and then the pundit that was reporting it was like, this is what would happen. the Trump administration would say, okay, and then clearly be in agreement with her that she's going to say nothing, really, right? Divulge like little to nothing, and then just go back to jail and guys, see, guys? And then everybody be like, okay, then why is she in jail?
Well, everything, why don't they see a pattern of, that doesn't matter, right? Because they get so sucked into whatever the argument of the day is. The whole Hunter Biden thing, even though there were hearings, there were committee, there was testifying.
They're still convinced of it.
I know. Yeah. And nothing came. And now they run everything, so why are they still not following through on all of their...
Right. Whatever happened to that?
Remember, lock Hillary up. Nothing happened during Trump's administration.
There's so many. I was about to mention that one that they wanted Hillary locked up for. What was that energy that she had voted to give Iran? That company,
uranium.
Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, look at what she did. She gave Iran all the uranium they wanted. She signed over. I forgot what there's like this mediary organization that like approves that, but she was like one of 8 votes, and it was actually like stuff that they were already had coming to them. There was like, it was a nothing burger. Like everything turns out to be, you know.
Because I got nothing.
Right.
By the way, our listener from the 773 says the Secretary of State in Florida was Katherine Harris. May her name cause head lice. They said they have tons of old curses lined up, decades of them. May her name cause head lice to herself? Who should get the lice? We are in studio with comedian and producer of Pilsen stand-up, Jaime De Leon. Their show is this Wednesday at Simone's in Pilsen.
Yes.
Tickets are $10 at the door.
Yes.
And the show starts at
8:30 p.m.
8:30 p.m. So let's talk more comedy and politics when we come back on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal. Don't forget, the Credo mobile phone and text line is 773-763-9278. We'll open up the phone lines in just a little bit, but the Credo mobile text line is available to you right now. Credo Mobile, better for the planet and for people. Go to credomobile.com. And thank you for your support, both for the shows here at WCPT and for Pride. More after this.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Is just the thought of spending time decluttering a room in your house enough to make you want to find something else, anything else to do with your weekend? Well, Mary Dozier is a psychology professor at Mississippi State University who specializes in hoarding. Whether you're trying to make a dent in your own home, maybe a parent's or a grandparent's, Dozier says start with this. Write out your values, and every object in your home should feel value consistent for you. Then, defining value consistent goals for using your space can help to maintain motivation as you declutter. Why are you looking to clear out this space? Maybe it's to have a place to work or cook or entertain. When your values conflict, then ask yourself whether keeping or discarding an object will bring you closer to your goals for the space. You'll know the right answer. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at Easter.
Because facts matter. You're listening to WCPT 820.
You're listening to Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining us as we drive it home. The commercials, for some reason, I felt like it ended quicker than I expected, and I was stocking up our guest co-host, Jaime De Leon, who's the producer of Pilsen Stand Up. Every month, is it the second Wednesday of the month? Third Wednesday of every month. So that'll be this Wednesday because I can't count. And so that'll be an 8:30 show at Simone's in Pilsen. So I've given. So Jaime has the labor lager. That part's water right there. Because I also encourage my guests and all of our listeners to stay hydrated. People are starting to come up to me and tell me they're hydrating. So I appreciate that because it's part of self-care. And it is a long walk. So you clocked it at 22 minutes from the blue line to the station.
Yes.
So I was telling Jaime that I love my neighborhood. I grew up about 2 miles north of here in Norwood Park. And have you ever taken Metra past, like, through the Norwood Park to Edison Park, Park Ridge?
No.
It's very strange.
But it's funny you mentioned that. Like, I didn't realize there was a Jefferson Park Metro stop.
Yeah, it's so much better.
I could have taken the Metro.
I'll do that next time.
Yeah. Does it come out of Ogilvy?
Yeah, it comes out of Ogilvy.
Okay,
but then I can't pick you up unless you catch the. No,
that's fine.
It's every day on the 35s out of Ogilvy, every hour at 35. So, like, if you catch the 3:35, you'll be here a little bit after 4. So obviously, you catch the 4:35.
Yeah, and I need to walk. I don't mind walking.
All right then.
As long as it's not 98.
Well, that's the thing.
I'll take a lift.
When it's hot out, there's no respite on Milwaukee Avenue. There's not. There's no trees. There's no tall buildings. There's look. Like I said, I love my neighborhood. It's just a little. This stretch is just. It's a little. I don't know what.
Yeah, and it seemed kind of neighborhoody at first when I started walking, and then once I passed the bridge and the viaduct, the expressway, basically, then it just like the street winded up and all the trees were gone. It was like, oh my God, like,
grim.
Good thing I have this hat on.
It's grim. It's okay. So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you worry about yourself and your family, considering like the amount of money that they are putting? Because I asked this because like this is so weird, Jaime, and maybe I'm going through something. But I was in Norwood Park to pick something up, and I saw a Latino man on a riding lawnmower at the senior facility, and I kind of got choked up thinking, is he vulnerable? Right, like, and because he is, it's not even a question.
Right?
Do you? I mean, I'm scared for the people in our community.
Sure. Of course, it's terrifying. It's unbelievable. We've never experienced something like this where they are raiding. It's not the first time. It's not the first time workplaces are raided,
right?
But not to this level. But it is like completely out of bounds for them to be going to schools, and even churches, and just places where people gather, graduations they went to. It's just and like we said last time, it's easy to see that the cruelty is the point. Right? Like, they were just here last week scoping out Humboldt Park.
Which is a predominantly, it has a large Puerto Rican population who are residents of the United States because Puerto Rico is a territory.
Right. But Humboldt Park is also so Mexican now.
It's true.
Don't
tell them that. Don't. Shh.
And B, in the following week or two was Colombian Fest. So yeah, they were scoping out exits, entrances, trying to see where they were going to strategically place themselves when these festivals. Barrio Fest just happened, or is happening, I think. And I heard that a person from the museum approached the ICE agents and were like, "What are you guys doing here? You can't be here." And they said, "We can do whatever we want, whenever we want, wherever we want," and that's the attitude. That's the attitude. So it's almost like complete lawlessness on behalf of the government, right? Yeah. And then if you so much as just put your body in between them and an undocumented worker, they accuse you of attacking ICE.
Right.
Right. You're out there
interfering.
Right.
Yep.
You're protecting bodies. Not just interfering, they say they want to arrest you because they want to accuse you of assault, of attacking ICE, when like all you're doing is using your body to, try and shield people. So yeah, no, it's horrific. It's horrific. Make no doubt about it. And if you go into, a neighborhood like Little Village, it doesn't feel the same. People don't want to come out. They don't want to.
Why would you?
Right.
It's like having another pandemic for communities is be on lockdown because you don't want to be exposed and vulnerable.
Especially when you can't even be secure if you're a legal permanent resident.
No.
Right? And probably soon, or even if you're a U.S. citizen, if you're brown enough, they'll take you and say, well, we don't care. We'll figure it out later.
And that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that they're taking people that are not even who've been trying to go through the process, who are showing up to their immigration dates at courthouses, and the whole idea will do it the right way. And here are folks doing it the right way, going through the process.
Right, trying to be law abiding.
Yeah.
Everything that they want out of a new American, follow the rules. Yeah. It's exactly what they're doing, just to be punished for it. So literally, folks sometimes are better off at home. Thankfully, I think there's attempts at trying to make some of these hearings virtual.
Oh, see.
Yeah, I read something about that.
That's the way to go, because the thing is, now that they've allocated a massive amount of money to ICE in this big BS bill,
right?
When you decide that all these people are hammers, everything becomes a nail.
Right.
So there's no discretion as far as who they're rounding up.
I think you meant it the other way around.
Everything. If when you're a hammer, everything's a nail. They're hammers.
When you decide these people
are nails.
I'm
terrible at metaphors. I should have got on this. Hey, Andy.
But no, I get you.
You know what I'm saying? When everybody is trained or told that you need to go round these people up, there isn't going to be any sort of any subtlety to it.
Right, and I think that there's also they use language obviously in a way to criminalize immigrants.
Yes.
But also in a very deceptive way, right? So, for example, when folks say, oh, but Trump was only going to deport the criminals, MAGAs think all migrants are criminals.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
If you cross the border, you're a criminal. Whereas, the perception, right, or what it seemed like they were suggesting was that, no, the hardened criminals, right? That's what most people thought, right? The murderers.
From the insane asylums.
Right, the murderers, the drug dealers, the rapists, right? But when he used the word criminal aliens, folks on his side were like, well, yeah, that's all of them, because they all crossed the border illegally. So, and that's all it takes for them to just dehumanize people, right?
Exactly.
And it's so crazy when you think about, right, in essence, what kind of a violation it is. You don't have proper documentation.
Right.
That is your crime, and it's not even a serious crime.
No.
Right.
It's not a felony.
Right. Right. But that's it. That's it. And why are you doing it? Well, to save your family's life, right? And then that's the. It's the age-old adage, right? But people seem to have just either forgot about it or just completely dismiss it. It's not like we have folks who are supposed to be on our side whose first response is to agree that we should deport all criminals, right? They want to make sure that everybody knows, oh, I agree with you. Yeah, if you're a criminal, you should be deported. I agree with you. How about reminding everyone that the vast majority of people that come here are honest, hardworking, humble folks looking for a better life for their family. Instead of trying to just appease, these anti-immigrant folks and be like, well, I'm on your side as far as the criminals go.
Right.
There's no need to do that. Let's just try and continue to repeat the narrative that has always existed around immigration waves, whether we're talking about Venezuelans, Mexicans, the Irish, the Italians. It's almost like history is just forgotten.
Yeah,
you could find the same exact quotes said about those other communities.
Yeah.
At those times.
Well, and here's the thing. By the way, to your point, there are hundreds of thousands of undocumented migrants from European countries.
Right.
Right. Why are they not hanging out at the Irish American Heritage Center? We know I believe it's about 10,000 undocumented Irish migrants in the city of Chicago.
Really?
They're Polish. There's Polish construction workers. Why aren't they going to where the Polish undocumented workers are doing work? I'm just curious why it's
right.
You're trying to send it. By the way, so the night that they they were at the Chicago Puerto Rican Arts and Cultural Museum, I got a message from somebody who I was collaborating on a show. They're Puerto Rican. They're like, maybe this isn't a good time to do these shows right now. Do you think people will be afraid to come? To your point, it's a chilling effect, and that's on artists now saying, I don't know if we should have like a, what. I'm curious to see how this show's been. Like last month was like one of the first.
They've been tough.
Yeah.
Right? Like last month, we got kind of lucky because like one comedian brought 11 friends, and then like we had one other big group, and like between them two, like the room looked filled.
Right.
But ever since May, it's been tough.
And folks, no, they aren't going to Simone's unless they want tacos. So go to go support the work that Abby Sanchez and Jaime De Leon are doing over at Simone's. It's Pilsen Stand Up. Shows at 8:30 tomorrow. No, Wednesday, July 16th.
Yes.
And it's an 8:30 show. $10 at the door. They have great. Oh my God, you guys, their food, their burgers are ridiculous.
Yes, the food is good.
A lot of great
drinks
beverages.
are good.
Yes.
We have a good lineup.
And don't ever make me follow Eric Nicole Clark again. You're lucky I'm still talking to you. Abby can, More after this on WCPT 820 and 1150 KKNW. More with our guest Jaime De Leon. And we're going to talk decluttering when we come back in a moment.
When it comes to the vitamins and supplements you take, quality counts. If you have questions or concerns about the vitamins you plan on taking, we're happy to help. Mark Drugs, better health and care for you and your pets. The most common signs you need a probiotic are if you have taken an antibiotic and need to balance out the gut bacteria, you find yourself getting constantly sick, or you feel bloated, unwell, or have skin issues. We carry high-quality probiotics at our pharmacy, such as Florastor, Floragen, and what I refer to as the silver bullet, Orthobiotic, which combines multiple strains of beneficial bacteria and friendly yeast to stimulate optimal gut flora. Get to know your pharmacist. Caring for you, your family, and your overall well-being is what our pharmacists at Mark Drugs stand for. You have a choice when it comes to your health care, and a great choice is Mark Drugs in Roselle and Deerfield, where you get better health and care for you and your pets. Check out markdrugs.com for the pet of the month.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit in order to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. President Trump's threatening to punish Russia if there's no deal to end the war in Ukraine within 50 days. Saka Magani has details.
The president says if Vladimir Putin does not agree to end the war by then, Russia will face very severe tariffs.
Secondary tariffs.
Meaning they would target Russia's trading partners in a bid to isolate Moscow from the global economy.
I use trade for a lot of things, but it's great for settling wars.
While meeting with NATO chief Mark Rutte, the president also talked about European allies planning to buy military equipment from the U.S. for transfer to Ukraine.
This is really big.
Rutte says the shipment should make Putin take peace talks more seriously. Sagar Magani, Washington.
President Trump says he's imposing 30% tariffs on goods from the European Union starting August 1st. The EU is delaying retaliatory tariffs to allow time for negotiation. Trump also announced a 30% base tariff on products from Mexico, added to that a 17% duty on fresh Mexican tomatoes. And Julie Walker has the latest on the New York City mayor's race.
Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who wants to be the city's next mayor, put out a video message Monday saying the fight isn't over after losing the Democratic primary in June.
You probably know that the Democratic primary did not go the way I had hoped.
Democratic Socialist and Assemblymember Zoran Mamdani beat Cuomo by 12 percentage points.
My opponent, Mr. Mamdani, offers slick slogans but no real solutions.
Cuomo says only 13% of New Yorkers voted in the June primary, and November is a long way off.
And I am in it to win it.
The former governor resigned following sexual harassment allegations, which he denies. Cuomo is running as an independent, so is Mayor Eric Adams. Curtis Sliwa is running on the Republican line. Julie Walker, New York.
This is AP News. The rivalry atop men's tennis added another chapter yesterday at the All England Club. Gethin Coolbaugh has a recap.
Jannik Sinner defeated two-time defending champion Carlos Alcaraz 4-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 to win his first Wimbledon championship and reverse the result of their epic French Open final 5 weeks ago.
It's more on the emotional or the motivational part, that you have someone who is is young, who wins basically everything, and you have to be ready.
The victory Sunday by the number 1 ranked Sinner gave him his 4th Grand Slam title overall. The second ranked and 22-year-old Alcaraz was denied his 6th career major title. He had won a career best 24 straight matches.
A little bit sad about losing, but with the head really high.
I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
There's more news and the latest developments at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
This is 8:20 a.m. WCPT Willow Springs and streaming worldwide at WCPT820.com. We are Chicago's progressive talk, where facts matter. Now your WCPT 820 weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Clear skies tonight with a low temperature of 71 degrees and light southeast winds. Tuesday sunny with a high temperature around 86 degrees and southeast winds around 5 miles an hour. Tuesday night partly cloudy with a low temperature of 74 degrees. Wednesday chance of thunderstorms with a high temperature around 90. Thursday scattered storms with a high temperature around 81 degrees. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 86.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go? I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project!
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations!
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's progressive talk from TuneIn.
Driving it home with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, the folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses says, she's driving it home with Patti Vasquez.
Thank you so much for joining me as I continue to drive it home with my guest co-host, comedian Jaime De Leon. He's also the producer of Pilsen Stand Up, along with Avi Sanchez. Their show is this Wednesday, July 16th at Simone's in Pilsen. The show is at 8:30. Tickets are $10 at the door. Please support them because there's a lot of negativity going on in our community. And come on, have a good time and laugh together, man. Good food, good drinks. It's all good stuff. Thank you to our sponsors. Pride Coffee Roasters. Go to pridecoffeeroasters.com and maybe sign up for a bean subscription. I was just telling folks earlier, Jaime, do you ever make your coffee the night before and then just like start drinking? Do you like coffee?
Yes.
Do you make it the night before, like put it in the machine so you can just get up and hit the button? Or no, you don't do that?
No.
It's beautiful because it makes you
have a Keurig thing.
Oh, you have like a pods?
Yeah,
right,
which is, it's ready
pop it in
seconds.
It's like a ritual because my husband pre-makes the coffee the night before, so we can just hit the button. And when I hit the...
What does that mean, pre-makes it? Like he grinds it?
So it's ready to go? Yeah, we grind it. Because I grind the Pride Coffee Roasters beans. They're so good. They're amazing. Okay. So when I smell them, it actually makes me happy to go to bed because I know I'm going to wake up and have the coffee.
Oh my God.
It's a little bit of a ritual for us. So that's...
tricking your brain.
Exactly. Go to bed so you can have this coffee.
I don't like coffee that much. That sounds like a lot of work.
I like French press coffee. You're not a French press? Oh, we'll talk about more coffee in a moment.
How much a day do you drink?
I drink about 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day.
Oh, that's not enough.
That's not a lot.
I just have one to get me going in the morning.
I like it to be
mostly for digestive purposes.
Okay. I also want to thank our friends at Source Solar. Go to source.solar and find out about the great work that they do and join thousands of happy customers in the Chicagoland area. Thank you to our friends at Monaco Brewing Company. Please go to monacobrewingcompany.com and sign up for their mailing list so you can see the latest columns and essays that I've written. Today's, I was a little bit fired up and may have said some things that you don't want to read in front of other people because you'll say it out loud and then they'll be like, why are you saying such things? And if you buy some woke coffee, that supports the work that I do there. And also thank you to our friends at Kids Above All. I actually think I feel like my husband called somebody and said, could you bring on a guest for Patti to start focusing on decluttering? Jaime De Leon, I don't know if this is an intervention for both of us, but let's welcome Carrie Powell to the show. Carrie Powell is joining us. She's the owner of Method Seattle, and she shares advice on decluttering. She's also a virtual coach, so you don't have to live in Seattle, but our friends in Seattle can definitely take advantage of her services. Carrie, thank you for joining us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Patti. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, where did you grow up, my friend?
I grew up in the Bay Area in California.
Oh, you did? What brought you out to Seattle?
Well, Nordstrom. I had a 30-year career working for Nordstrom.
Really?
And I was actually living in D.C. with my husband, which is where he's from. And then there was a restructure, and they moved everybody out to Nordstrom headquarters in Seattle. So we've been here for 25 years.
Oh, my. Are you still with Nordstrom's?
No, I retired during the pandemic.
Okay. God, how excited did you see my face get, Jaime, when she said Nordstrom's? It's like my favorite place to shop.
I smiled because you added an S to Nordstrom. That's a Chicago thing, by the way.
If you truly want to be an insider, yeah, you drop the S.
Oh, yeah, but if you want to be a Chicago when you add it. See, do you guys know that at Nordstrom's, we add the S on everything?
All of our popular grocery stores do not end in S, but if you talk to Chicagoan, they end in S.
Well, not even just grocery.
That is hilarious. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, not even just grocery stores. Like, I'm pretty sure it's just Super
true.
Dog down the street. I call it Super Dogs.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, anything really.
Well, there's too hot. Anyway.
We got to make sure we put in the ownership.
Yes. So was it working at Nordstrom's? And now I'm going to hit it hard. Was it working at Nordstrom's that sort of lend itself to your seeing how people can organize their lives? Like, should we organize our life like the racks at Nordstrom's?
A little bit, like not necessarily from the organization standpoint, but absolutely from the decluttering standpoint. I actually recently had somebody ask me, "Oh, what was your favorite thing from your 30-year career at Nordstrom?" And I had lots of favorite things, but I would say like my biggest takeaway was Nordstrom was where I learned the art and the skill of editing. And because, as a buyer and as a merchandiser, when you are purchasing all those clothes and shoes and bags and everything for your customers, there's a lot more that you have to pick from. But you can't have everything. You have to edit down an assortment to purchase, to be able to sell to your customers. And so it's that skill that really applies to decluttering in your home. And so I use that skill. I honed that skill at Nordstrom, but I use it all the time in my own life. And then as I help and coach clients decluttering in their homes.
Go ahead, Jaime.
No, so I was just going to say, so is it like, you don't need 5 black T-shirts?
Exactly.
What?
You also don't need 18 pairs of black pants, which is actually more of in the vein of what I see when I'm helping clients.
Yeah.
You mean I don't need a pair of Chuck Converse that are platform, and I have a battle pair. I have low tops, high tops, vintage. Yeah, I have about 6 pairs of Chuck Taylors. Just saying.
Well, do you wear them?
Oh yeah. What am I wearing today?
Well, then that's fine.
Okay.
Then that's fine. If you wear them and you use them, then they're not clutter.
Okay.
And you can have as many as you want. It's when you have. It's when you have an excessive amount of something and you really only probably use about 25% of what you have, that you need to edit the rest because you don't really need it. It's just taking up space in your house.
Yes. I think of things that way. My wife really rails on me because I have a lot of shoes, but I use all of them.
Yeah.
And not only do I use them, I take care of them and keep them for a long time. So much so that my soon-to-be 13-year-old is now wearing my shoes, and he loves that he's.
Well, speaks to good taste in shoes.
Yeah.
If your 13-year-old wants to wear your shoes.
Yep.
Pretty impressive.
I gave him 3 pairs, and he was wearing all 3 of them.
That's great. And I think Jaime hit on something about taking care of things. If things are shoved in the back of your closet, and I do want to let folks know, part of this is organizing our lives, decluttering, so that we can focus on the things that are important, right?
That's right. One of the things I say all the time is make space for the things that matter. And when everything's jumbled, like, say, for instance, in a closet, you really you can't even see everything.
Right.
And so there's a lot of stuff in there that you probably don't even realize that you have. You never wear it because you can't see it. And so when you edit out the things that don't matter, that you're not wearing, that you're not using, it makes space for the things that do. And then when you walk into your closet, it's a fun place to shop, because you can see everything, and it's a better environment for making choices about what to wear. That's obviously just a closet analogy, but it applies to lots of different places in the house.
So here's my problem, okay, when I'm in that mode of editing is I'm like, okay, I don't wear this too much, I don't wear this too much, but I think to myself, however, I can see an occasion where I would wear that. And so that messes me up in terms of deciding what is less, what I use less in order to get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, I would say there's kind of 2 categories that you could be mindful of differentiating from each other. The first is things that you do wear, but you only wear them occasionally. So something dressy, say like a full-length gown for a woman, or maybe an especially dressy pair of shoes for a man that you would wear to a wedding or a gala,
right,
or some sort of special occasion. Those are fine. It's fine to pull those out. It's like Christmas decorations or holiday decorations. You pull them out once a year, but you pull them out every year. What you want to be careful of are the things that, and you said it perfectly when you were describing it, but it's the things that you could wear to something should the occasion arise, but the occasion hasn't really risen. And so it's just there as the potential of what you could wear, but not something that you actually use. And in the small chance, if it is something that you haven't used, haven't worn for years and years and years, is it because when one of those occasions came up and you didn't choose to wear that thing, or is it that occasion isn't really coming up anymore? I would give an example from my own closet. When I worked at Nordstrom for all those years, I spent so many years in 4-inch heels. It was a part of my uniform. I loved them. I had so many pairs of heels. Well, in my new life, those heels, they're beautiful. I took very good care of my shoes. And they were expensive. I spent a lot of money on them. But in my life today, and could I wear them? Could an occasion come up where I would wear those heels? Yes, but would I actually? Probably not. I would opt for something lower because it's just not in me anywhere more to wear heels that high.
How about this one? One day I'm going to fit in these clothes again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. That is a common refrain. And what I say to people when they're having a really hard time letting go of something that they fully intend to fit into someday, even though they haven't fit into it in several years, is, hey, when you get back, if and when you get back to that size, go shopping.
Celebrate.
It's a way
Treat
more
yourself.
fun experience to go buy something new, you know, and reward yourself that way.
Yeah, I do a lot of thrift store shopping, which can then also because you're like, oh, I only got these pants for $1.50, you know. So I'm like, so I almost bought a pair of pants for that much but they were just slightly too tight. And I was like, I can lose. I'm like, you know what? I know I'm talking to a decluttering expert today. I'm not going to put them in my closet because they don't.
Oh, good for you! Good for you. See, you're already being mindful.
I walked out empty-handed, and everybody at the shop was like, "What happened, Patty? What's wrong? Are you not feeling okay?"
Patty, you're not leaving with anything.
I did. I walked out.
wrong?
I know. So let me ask you this. Can you stay for another segment? Because I feel like we're learning a lot from you, and it's helpful, and I want to find out the process of hiring you, because I know that folks can work with you virtually, and I want to learn more about how you get that done virtually. Like, and you have to answer me now. But when we come back, like, do you have everybody like take all of these bags of stuff and just put it in front of their computer and go, "Is this too much?"
Well, it kind of depends on the client. Do you want me to answer it now?
We're gonna come right back. We're gonna let folks simmer with that. And if folks want to, you know what, if you want to take some phone calls, Paul, we can open it up if anybody has questions for. If you don't mind, maybe listeners have a question.
I don't mind at all.
Excellent. So let us know, Paul, if they want to talk to our decluttering expert on the line with us, Carrie Powell. And we'll find out more about the work that she does and how you can hire her. You can go to methodseattle.com. That's methodseattle.com, and we'll continue the conversation when we come back with our guest co-host Jaime De Leon and Carrie in just a moment on WCPT 820 Heartland Signal and KTNF AM 950 Minneapolis, St. Paul, and our friends listening on KKNW 1150 in Seattle, where Carrie's from. We'll be right back. Mm-hmm.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-921-8189. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-921-8189. 800-921-8189. 800-921-8189.
Medicaid and CHIP offer free or low-cost health coverage for children and teens. Hospital and doctor visits, prescriptions, shots, and more are covered. That's peace of mind for parents if a child is sick or gets injured. And parents may now be eligible for Medicaid too, even if they've applied in the past. Enrollment is always open. Visit InsureKidsNow.gov or call 1-877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Hey Google, play WCPT.
Streaming Chicago's progressive talk from TuneIn.
If you're listening to this station right now, you've definitely heard my voice before. Hi, I'm Hawk.
And I'm Pete. And we're with Source Solar, your local source for solar. Source Solar is Chicagoland's premier solar installer, providing solutions for over 1,000 homeowners and business owners across Illinois and Iowa.
With over a decade of industry experience and deep roots here in Chicago, we have the expertise to help your transition to clean, renewable, resilient energy.
We can guarantee that we save you money day one without any out-of-pocket cost to you. This means you have an instant ROI, instant payback, and can save money to add to your bottom line day one.
At Source Solar, we source everything as local as possible, meaning we always carry the Made in USA sticker.
Find us online at www.source.solar. Stop in our office at 5710 North Northwest Highway or give us a call at 773-985-3992.
And don't forget to ask for Hawk
or Pete.
From city streets to political beats, you're driving it home with Patti Vasquez. Where progressive talk fuels the ride.
Thank you so much for joining us as we continue to drive it home. Joining me in studio is guest co-host Jaime De Leon. He's the producer, along with Abby Sanchez, of Pilsen Stand Up every third Wednesday of the month at Simone's in Pilsen. Showtime this week on the 16th is at 8:30. Tickets are $10 at the door. And I think for Carrie Powell is our guest on the line with us, owner of Method Seattle. You can go to methodseattle.com and learn about her work there. But Carrie, I want to tell you, one of the things that comics have talked about for years, I don't know if the shows are still on the I don't know if it was a Learning Channel, but like the shows about people who accumulate a tremendous amount of things in their homes, the hoarding shows. I think a lot of comics would talk about how they would watch it to make themselves feel better, or at least I'm not that bad kind of a thing. But we do have people in our lives that tend to accumulate a lot of things, whether it's sentimental or they think they'll need it. I think people like me who grow up maybe with, the lower middle class always think, well, if I throw this away, I can't afford it. It's I spent too much of my hard-earned money to buy this, or that kind of thing. Tell us a little bit about approaching that, and then we'll talk about how to work with you virtually as well.
Oh, sure. So yes, there are so many things that make it hard for people to let go of things that they really know that they don't need anymore. And sometimes it's sentimental attachment. Sometimes it's the idea that they spent money on it, and so it feels like some sort of waste if they're letting that thing go, because it feels like they're letting their money go. And then with other people, it's the idea that I have to use something until I've gotten I've squeezed every last bit of use out of that thing before I get rid of it. And a lot of that is, passed down from our parents and our grandparents. If you think about, I'm Gen Z, and my parents didn't grow up during the Depression, but their parents did. And, people who grew up during that time, or even more recent generations who maybe grew up with less, it's a little bit of an intergenerational trauma that is associated with their things. And so it's really hard for people to let go. And what I coach people is, in terms of the money, is, really the money left as soon as you spent it. The money was gone 5 years ago when you bought this thing in the first place. So you're not really saving money by keeping it, especially if you're not using it. If it feels wasteful to you, what's actually really wasteful is the fact that the thing is taking up space in your home that you could be using for something else. The other thing is when, especially with maybe higher ticket purchase items that feel like, oh my gosh, that was so expensive, I can't get rid of it. It's like admitting that I wasted money. Is that thing that you spent money on is shaming you. Every time you see it, you feel bad because you spent money on it and you're not using it. And so really the best thing to do for your mental health is to let it go by donating it, perhaps reselling it, although I do caution some people against resell if they're not in a place where they have the energy or the time to actually spend on actually reselling it, because it does take time and effort. But getting the thing out of the house is really going to be so much better for you mentally, because it won't be there as a reminder of this money you spent that you can't get back.
And that makes a lot of sense. Okay, before we get to the consultation part, one more question about, how do you determine if you've held on to something too long? Like, how long before something hasn't been used, or that, is just sitting there or taking up space or now accumulating with other things? Should we keep...
there's kind of not a one-size-fits-all on that, but I would say if it's over a year, think of, again, back to this concept of occasional use and using holiday decorations as the example. Like, sure, you haven't used it in 8 months, but you bring it out every year at the same time. That's, but if it's been multiple years and you haven't used the thing, or maybe it's kind of a relic from an earlier season in your life where maybe you were doing a lot of camping. And so you used this camping gear a lot, but now you come across it in your garage and you think, ooh, it's been 7 years since we went camping. Do I see camping in my future? And if the answer is no, then it's probably okay to let go of the camping gear. And P.S., if you suddenly decide to take up camping again, I bet you have a friend that you could borrow some camping gear from.
This feels very personal. I do need to find out if my husband was involved in scheduling this conversation. That feels deeply.
Really? Is there a camping debate in your house?
Oh, we camped. He only went camping once with me in the 90s, and I've had my gear ever since. So let's not go down that rabbit hole, but we can. So let's say it's me, right? Let's say that I've hired you. I've gone to Method Seattle, and we're going to start our consultation. How does that process begin?
Well, first we have a consultation that is, anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes where you're telling me more about, I call it intake, and I'm hearing more about your situation and what your goals are and why you reached out to me in the first place. And then from there, if we decide to work together, there's a couple different ways that we can go in terms of how you use your coaching sessions, which are just a 30-minute session, and you do it over Zoom. And I have clients kind of go one of two ways. Either they are using the time with me when they are actually decluttering. So say, go back to the closet example. They're in their closet, literally making decisions, and they're using that time with me to kind of help them, help guide them to what's the right decision. But also, they're at the same time they're building mental muscle around that decision-making process that helps them continue on their own once the 30 minutes is up. The other way people use virtual sessions is as they use me as more of an accountability partner. So we kind of come up with an overall plan. Again, it depends on the project and what's the scale and how much are they doing and what's their time horizon. And then we schedule the sessions so that they are decluttering and they are kind of doing the work in between the sessions. So they're coming to report back to me, here's what I did, here's what was hard, here's what I didn't get through, or yay, I'm so excited that I got through this, and then I also kept working on this. And it's really that role of accountability partner that I play, and of course giving advice and guidance and coaching all the way throughout the process. And so we just sort of have these sessions scheduled as milestones along the timeline that they're working to declutter.
Can someone contact you on behalf of someone else?
Wait, I'm sorry. I missed the beginning of that question, Matt.
Can someone contact you on behalf of someone else?
Yes, I haven't had that. I haven't had people do that on the virtual side. I've definitely had people do that on the in-home, in-person, in Seattle side. But what I say about that is I really want to make sure that whoever I'm going to be working with is aware and is aligned and is and wants to do this.
Right.
Versus somebody sort of, because it can feel like, like you're going behind somebody's back, and then they're not super excited about doing it. It's okay for people to be scared. It's okay for people to feel like this isn't something that they necessarily want to do, but they need to be aware. And then, I'm totally happy to work with them, but I do kind of make that a requirement. It should never be a surprise.
Sure.
That's fair. It's intense. Again, we've been talking to Carrie Powell. She owns and consults Method Seattle. Go to methodseattle.com. You can see all of the great work that she's done, the different plans that she has, the different techniques that she shares. She has a blog, so you can learn a lot just by visiting her website. By the way, I'm so jealous of your haircut. I aspire to be able to have.
Thank you.
Beautiful hair.
I'm actually seeing my stylist in a couple of weeks, and he'll be very happy to hear that.
Yeah, please. We look forward to talking to you again. Again, folks, go to methodseattle.com. Thank you for sharing your expertise with our listeners and with me and Jaime, because we are both, our eyes lit up on a lot of it, and we're inspired to get some work done. And we encourage folks, if you need some help, please go to methodseattle.com and book a consult.
Thank you so much, Patty and Jaime. It was a pleasure.
Likewise.
Have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Let's take a break here. Our phone lines are open, 773-763-9278. That's the Credo Mobile phone and text line, 773-763-9278. Credo Mobile, a progressive phone company that's better for all people and the planet. Visit credomobile.com. We will be right back after this on WCPT 820, KKNW 1150, and KTNF AM 950.
You're listening to WCPT 820. Here's the latest Chicago weather update.
I'm meteorologist Ray Miller from the Weatherology Weather Center. Clear skies tonight with a low temperature of 71 degrees and light southeast winds. Tuesday sunny with a high temperature around 86 degrees and southeast winds around 5 miles an hour. Tuesday night partly cloudy with a low temperature of 74 degrees. Wednesday chance of thunderstorms with a high temperature around 90. Thursday scattered storms with a high temperature around 81 degrees. That's the latest Chicago weather update. Right now, it's 86.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
This is WCPT telling you how you can shop blue. During Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign, and now even, he had his rallies where he poorly danced to the YMCA. Let's take a look at all the musicians who threatened to sue Donald Trump if he used any of their music at his rallies. ABBA, Adele, Aerosmith, Andrew Lloyd Webber, The Animals, Beyonce, Bruce Springsteen, Celine Dion, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Earth, Wind & Fire, Elton John, The Foo Fighters, Free, Guns N' Roses, Linkin Park, Neil Young, Nickelback, Olivia Rodrigo, Ozzy Osbourne, Panic at the Disco, Pharrell Williams, Phil Collins, and yes, that includes Genesis too, guys, The Estate of Prince, Queen, R.E.M., Rihanna, The Rolling Stones, Spinal Tap, Tom Petty, and Twisted Sister. So if you're looking to buy some records or go see a concert, I consider checking those artists out. This has been WCPT telling you how you can shop blue.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk, where facts matter.
Union Strong Chicago continues to lead the way with progressive values and in preserving democracy. Your support of the Minocqua Brewing Company Super PAC efforts in Wisconsin and beyond strengthens the fight against MAGA Republicans. You can now purchase progressive beers like Labor Lager, Love Wins Fruited Sour, and the Resistance IPA in Chicago at Rogers Park Provisions, Diversity Beer, Wine and Spirits in Lakeview, Park West Liquor, Wine and Beer in Lincoln Park, Logan Square Liquors, and Tip Top Food and Liquors in Westtown. Visit MinocquaBrewingCompany.com for all their Chicagoland locations. As always, no matter how bad our sports teams are, please drink responsibly.
Patti Vasquez is taking your calls now.
All right, let's hit it.
At 773-763-9278.
I got a lot to say.
It's Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
We are driving it home. Thank you for joining us. And thank you to all the folks that we got to talk to at McLean County Democrats event on Saturday. It was so much fun to hang out with the folks that are doing a lot of the hard work in an area that was previously much more conservative. Jaime De Leon joins me. They won 19 out of 20 races.
That's awesome.
In April, which is it's absolutely incredible. So we were excited to hang out with them and interview Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, who is running for Senate. We've got some other interviews that will be airing throughout the week.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. Let's see what's on Jim's mind. Jim, you're on with me and Jaime De Leon. What's on your mind, my friend?
Good evening to Comedy Central. I was thinking this Epstein story. I've been thinking my grandfather was a decorated soldier in World War I, and he had a saying: "You can tell the man that boozes by the company that he chooses." And the pig got up and slowly walked away. My point is, could you imagine Epstein? You know, if I ran into Epstein says, "Well, I've got about 10, 14, 15 underage girls on an island.
Yeah.
You want to take a ride to the island?" Now, anybody in their right mind, I know the Queen's son went there, apparently, and apparently these maniacs went there. But what's really weird about this is, at my dating years, I wanted to charm the young lady or whoever I was trying to impress somewhere, and then and I express reciprocity in that stretch. But to to go through that maturation for an orgasm is just insane to me, and the whole thing's insane. But think about how insane Trump really is. You heard the Billy Bush tape.
Yeah.
My generation disqualified him immediately. Jim Lair, who did the presidential debates, he passed away about 5 years ago. He heard it, and he did the presidential debates for years. He said, well, this guy's disqualified. In his mind, he was disqualified just by uttering that insanity. But the story's ridiculous. It's like crazy Musk talking about a third party one. That'll last a couple of days. This story will last a couple of days. In the meantime, who is getting plummeted are the people in difficult circumstances. The Republicans are taking it out of the hides of poor people around the world by cutting world aid, which is God knows how many people that's going to cost their lives and sickness and you name it. And then in our country, demanding that people on food stamps, $6 a day on SNAP, go out and get a job. Well, I suggest to them, first of all, create a job. And there's going to be more pantries open than you can shake a stick at, and that's a lot of work. And what they should do is give these homeless people and people that are on SNAP, let them work in the food pantries, because that's hard work, Petty. I volunteered a couple of days, and I thought to myself, this is hard work. You know, these are all altruistic people that get up early, use their gas, get out there. We put the groceries and we divide them up and all that stuff, and then hand them out. They're marvelous people. But I would always think to myself, well, why can't they just zap up this SNAP program? You know, give them $10 a day. You know, so think about the effort and everything else that they can avoid in this.
Right. They want to cut SNAP. But they're always against raising the minimum wage, right? Like,
exactly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They want a labor force. They want a labor force that's absolutely enslaved. You know, like they've always, since the Industrial Revolution, ever since you get stuck a bunch of people in poverty, they love it. You know, they just love it. Right. But this, yeah.
Yeah,
but
no,
this is so. Yeah.
You know,
Go
their whole mantra is get able-bodied people working, right? Like,
oh yeah, sure.
Working in what?
But why are they working?
Right.
That's the weird thing about it. All the people that scream about people working, they never work. It's like Social Security. I was talking to an agent at the Social Security office. She said, you know, the people who really demand the Social Security, the ones that are loaded. They want their Social Security to the nickel. You know, to the nickel.
Right.
And that's the same with Musk or Trump, or they'd walk into that office and demand that $2,000 a month, like it was, in the meantime, they call it a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, and they want to pretend. They want to pretend that the majority of people on Medicaid are something other than seniors, than poor folks,
people with disabilities,
right? And people with disabilities. Like, that's the vast majority of people using these programs, which have been proven successful.
What about the people we can save immediately? I'm talking about people off the street that might have some treatable thing that somebody could treat right away and save their lives. I mean, in an immediate sense, not. Those are the people I'm worried about. The people that are walking around that have something that, they might have a heart murmur, something that might kill them without some attention, but those are the people I'm worried about. But they're certainly not worried about it. Musk isn't worried about how many people are going to die worldwide, or the AIDS. They're going to cut. They got 4 million people that are on AIDS pills. They're going to cut those off, if you can believe that. But vaccinations are getting rid of. This is like an insane asylum here. And as far as I'm concerned, I wish they could flip it. I shouldn't say this, but I wish Epstein was president and Trump hung himself in that jail. I'll tell you the truth. But anyway, you guys have a good night, and thanks for taking my call. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. I was reading an article earlier today my husband sent me about how states are really in a bind because of the new rules that will be in place with Medicaid. And this includes the state of Illinois in the sense that now there's going to be this other layer of bureaucracy in order to make sure that people qualify. So it's actually it's going to cost $17,000 a person in places like Georgia. just to make sure they qualify, instead of giving them instead of providing the health care and supports that they need, the administrative costs.
They don't care about the money. They don't care about the money.
No.
Right? They just care about getting people who they don't think deserve to be, taking our tax dollars.
Who they think are a waste of time and space, and that includes my son.
Right. It's never actually about the spending,
Yep. The new Medicaid work rules in President Trump's tax and spending law put states on a tight timetable for setting up systems to notify millions of recipients about the requirements. And they have to track whether or not they're complying. Right? So Georgia spent nearly $100 million to implement its rules, $55 million of which went towards building a verification system.
Jesus Christ.
But in 2 years, only enrolled a fraction of those eligible. It spent $13,000 per enrollee. Now, I'm trying to figure out how this started. So I don't know why it's from 2 years ago. So the previous efforts, because, I guess Georgia wanted to have their own verification system in place. Before this even started.
Right.
So there's a new law starting in 2027, which will require states to condition Medicaid eligibility for able-bodied adults on working, volunteering, or doing other qualifying activities for at least 80 hours per month. Right. So the new law provides $200 million to states for implementation, but nearly 12 million people are expected to lose coverage under the law because of the red tape and work requirements. 64% of adults in Medicaid already work full. 64% of adults in Medicaid already work full or part-time. MAGA.
Jesus.
Which means another 32% are caretakers, are ill or disabled, attend school, or are retired. I don't like these people that did this. Terrible people. But $150 billion for ICE to build more?
Yeah.
And Trump today...
and the cut to Medicaid is what, $1 trillion?
Yeah. $1 trillion. And then somebody posted on my because there's 9 hospitals in Illinois alone that are vulnerable to be closed down because of these cuts. Because, hi folks, just because you think someone else doesn't deserve those services, that support and Medicaid, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be affected by them losing those services. Because there are some hospitals in Illinois that more than half of their patients receive Medicaid, which means if they can't get their services there and those hospitals don't get paid, guess what? They close. You lose the hospital that no longer is being financially supported by receiving those funds from the federal government. Congratulations.
No, I think like the Republicans are excellent at solving problems that don't exist, right? And then B, pretending to solve a problem that is causing 10 other worse problems. Because wait till they see what happens when folks don't get the health and medical services that they need. Like, just imagine the repercussions of that in all sort of like aspects of society. Like, I can see sort of homelessness rising, right? People with mental health issues that are not getting addressed, right? Like, everything's going to rise, and so that's just going to have an impact on the rest of society, right? It's in. I don't see how it wouldn't. When you're cutting people off from basic needs, right? So, like, why wouldn't crime rise if people can't get food, right?
Sorry, I just kicked the desk underneath. But yes, ding ding, right, that part. Let's take a break here. We're hanging out with comedian Jaime De Leon. He's a co-producer of Pilsen Stand Up, along with Abby Sanchez. Their show is this Wednesday, July 16th at Simone's in Pilsen. Showtime is 8:30. Tickets are $10. They'd love to see you. Come on, have a good laugh, have some great drinks and food, join with community, and just enjoy yourself. We'll talk more about who's on the show in a moment on WCPT 820, KKNW 1150, and KTNF AM 950.
The family meeting.
Hi, Cindy.
I'm just a nobody with no circle of influence.
That's never true.
I'm trying to spread this idea that I came up with, so here it is. We still have DEI. It just has a new meaning. Demagogues empowering idiots.
You better trademark that, because I will if you don't.
I'm writing it down.
Sundays 4 to 6 p.m., The Family Meeting.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare. Wow.
With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Being blind doesn't always look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support and where I can be seen.
Innovative research, educational resources, supportive community. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is leading the charge in finding treatments and cures for blinding diseases. Learn more at fightingblindness.org. A public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
This is WCPT 820, where facts matter.
Vasquez is taking your calls now.
We need to speak out about this.
At 773-763-9278.
Hello.
It's Driving It Home with Patti Vasquez.
That's both my favorite and my least favorite bumper because I always want to say hello after I've already said hello. So it's a quadruple, I guess, hello squared. Joining me in studio is comedian and producer of Pilsen Stand Up, Jaime De Leon, along with Abe Sanchez. They have Pilsen Stand Up this Wednesday at Simone's in Pilsen. What comics? Who do we have on the lineup this week?
We have Lily Mason.
Nice. Oh, she's fantastic. Okay, sorry.
We have Dijon McCombs.
Nice. Is he the one running for office you asked me about?
He is.
Excellent.
He's running for Congress.
He was on a few weeks ago with Dwayne Kennedy and Adam Burke on the show.
Oh, awesome. We have Vic Pandya.
Oh, yeah.
And Marlon Hughes.
Nice. That's a great show, you guys. You want to come out and see this. Have some wonderful drinks and some great food, and you'll enjoy the show. Listener just texted in. Oh, what did I just do there? Let me push this button. Somebody said, you nailed it, Jaime. The only problems the GOP is interested in are the new ones they make.
Mm-hmm.
Praise Mammon. I don't know that. And Roosevelt has also texted us. It's about the cruelty. Hey, Roosevelt, you're on with me and Jaime De Leon. What's on your mind, my friend?
Patti and Jaime De Leon, how y'all doing? Thank you for taking my call.
Good.
Jaime, are you related to Hector De Leon? I was one of my best friends in high school, but that's a long time ago. I'm gonna be 69.
Can I just tell you, I had somebody on the Patti Vasquez show page ask where I went to grade school, and I was like, "Where'd you go to grade school?" And that was they grew up in Florida, and they had a friend named Patti Vasquez, and they missed that. Like she moved, and he was hoping that I was her, and that was kind of sweet, I guess.
Unfortunately, no, Roosevelt. My oldest, I am the youngest of six, though. And my oldest brother is 62, so not quite. And he's not Hector. He's Emilio.
Hi, Emilio.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Just curious. Okay, guys.
He did go to Juarez High School.
Oh.
Juarez? Okay.
Where'd you go? Where did you go?
Well, the school's no longer there. That's how old I am.
What school?
Harrison High School.
Oh,
right
yeah,
by the
I know
jail.
exactly where that is.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I know all the spots that you know, so that's why I was asking.
I actually, for a short time, lived right across the street. It was
really
my first apartment after I left home. I lived right across the street from the former Harrison High School, which turned into two different elementary schools.
You got that right.
Yeah.
You got that right.
Del Poscali, okay. And then what's the other one?
Oh, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's been a long time.
Yeah, but that building's a great building. It's like a classic old Chicago high school building.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so guys,
yes.
Patti,
yes.
This one's for you.
Okay. Oh gosh.
I want you to. I send you some videos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do it justice. This is how it's all about the cruelty. That's exactly where I'm going, Jaime and Patti. And what I mean by that is inflicting pain, hardship, cruelty, horror, you name it. And I'll give you an example. I just texted you one that in 2003, okay? Dr. Fauci and Bush Jr. started this thing against AIDS in Africa. Thanks to Rubio and Trump, they cut all that. They completely shut it down. 20 years, I sent you a video which was 2 years ago, was the 20th anniversary of AIDS. You know what I think? This is going to catch up with us. All this cruelty and all this stuff is going to catch up to the United States, and we're all going to pay a price. The cruelty, the horror stories that constantly you guys mentioned, all, and it's not doesn't matter the color of your skin, but it's based on the color of your skin in a way, because when you ask the rhetorical question, why aren't they not arresting Polish and Irish and all that? Remember what he said? He said S countries. Remember what he said? That
S whole countries. Yep.
Yeah, and why aren't we bringing more people from Scandinavian countries? So he wants to repopulate, and thanks to those guys, the guy from South Africa, Elon Musk, he brought that in too. So he kind of cranked them up a little bit more when it comes down to Trump. But it's all about inflicting pain. I sent you another video of Maria Elvira Salazar, Cuban American. She came out from those cages and those things. She said, you got to see the video. It's ridiculous. And those 2-3 knuckleheads, the Republicans that visited, they made a joke of the people that were there. I don't do it any justice, Patty. You got to play the video. It's unbelievable because they are just like Trump, and Rubio just like Trump. They're inflicting pain. They're inflicting illnesses. They're not tending to people in general. In my opinion, it's all about inflicting cruelty, being cruel to everybody. As long as they're not.
Well, and here's the thing, and that's an element of power. There's another element to this that, when you talk about Elon Musk and coming from Africa, there's another Afrikaner, as we've discussed before, is Peter Thiel, who is.
I didn't know he was from South Africa.
Yeah, he spent time in South Africa as well. His parents were immigrants, and I will say this: he had an interview where he was asked, do you think we should have a smaller population? And he paused, basically, that wouldn't be a bad thing. And he's a pro-natalist, meaning basically he wants certain kinds of people to have children. This is one of the people who has been instrumental in funding this. His political philosophies, him and I've mentioned the other guy, Curtis Yarvis, who people also, J.D. Vance, Peter Thiel, all these guys. I think that they are kind of a little bit of, as one listener just texted in, they think it's about thinning the herd too.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you there. I totally agree with you, and I'm glad you touched that point. You hit that point because this is what it is. It's a genocide. It's a roundabout, maybe not a roundabout. Directly when you let people starve all over. Not to say that what he's doing here isn't cruel, but I'm saying look at that part of it. Literally, people are dying from malnutrition, from not eating. Medicines are not getting to Africa. In other parts of the world that we used to be human. We used to have compassion. That's long gone, And look we don't normally, Patty, talk about Bush Jr., but this one I give him credit. And that was eliminated. I don't know what it's called, but it was a thing that was started by Bush and Fauci as far as sending medicines to combat the AIDS epidemic in Africa, the continent, of course.
Yeah.
So that's my assessment. But if you could play that little bit of the video, how they make fun of the people that are jailed down there in Florida.
I don't want to elevate any of that. But I get it. I'll take a look. I just can't play. I won't be able to play it today because I got another phone call on the line. Thank you, Roosevelt.
No problem. Thank you.
I just want to say this real quick. I think that we forget, or it gets easy to cloud their purpose, and it's really just about power and trying to stay in power as long as they can because they're scared to death of black and brown people of our numbers. right? They see themselves literally as losing the country to us, right? That's what it really comes down to. And I think like if you talk to a guy like Stephen Miller, like his philosophy is probably literally like, let's just get rid of as many of them as possible, including the ones that are going to be future voters that don't vote for us, right?
Exactly. Yep. Well put. Paul in Seattle. I've got about a minute here, Paul. What's on your mind, my friend?
So to follow up on what Roosevelt said, so you have to ask, and this kind of pertains to the 14th Amendment birthright citizenship clause, so-called, but by what authority does the federal government have to put these people in prison? They're essentially they're not just being detained.
Yeah.
They are in punishment prisons.
Right.
Where some have actually died. Apparently, from what I understand, 10 to 15 people have died. And if you're going to say that these people are not under the jurisdiction of the United States, therefore whatever children they have are not citizens, what the hell authority do you have to jurisdictionally put them in prison? Right. You see how it's just a completely antithetical, nonsensical thing. Of course, these people are under the jurisdiction of the United States. That's how they were arrested. If they don't have jurisdictional, then they have to go back to their home country. But you can't arrest them and put them in punishment prison as if they've been convicted of capital crimes or of felonies, because being here without documentation is a misdemeanor.
Yep.
And it's a misdemeanor.
Thank you.
And it's a misdemeanor here, not in El Salvador.
Yeah.
So why are they in
prison?
jail in El Salvador? Right? Like,
because they're getting paid to have more prisoners there. We pay them.
Exactly.
And the amount of money we're spending per bed in these gulags,
right?
You know, people, they're like, oh, waste and fraud. What do you think is happening? And now Trump is encouraging other red states to build more of these concentration camps. Thanks for calling, Paul. I really appreciate it.
You bet.
Have a good one. Jaime, any last thoughts before we wind down the show?
No, and I just that, like I think I said this last time, like it's really easy to forget about like all of the theft that's going on, right? Like, and all of these like shady ass business dealings with foreign countries,
It's so many things happening all at once. Well, Jaime,
maybe we can talk about it. Maybe we can talk to an expert on this stuff next time. You know, like who can like educate us more on like. Yeah, all the financial stuff. You send
me the topics and I'll find the guests. It's Jaime De Leon. The show is Stand Up Pilsen, and it's at Simone's this Wednesday, the 16th at 8:30. Tickets are $10 at the door. We will see Jaime soon. And coming up tomorrow, Dan Schaefer from the Palatini will be joining me, guest co-hosting. We'll have a great show lined up for you. Thank you, Paul Shavari. Thank you, Jerry Walski. Thank you, everybody. Good night, everyone. Oh, thank you to our sponsors, Pride Coffee Roasters, Source Solar, it's all the things, Kids Above All, and Monaco Brewing Company. Bye.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Viking, dedicated